Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And today I want to talk about a subject that is inevitably going to pop up now more than ever, that we know for sure Deadpool is coming to the game. And of course it's the cost of Deadpool. What are we going to have to give back to get the merc with a mouth? And I think for a lot of people it's still very unusual and almost surreal, like I've said in yesterday's video, that we are getting Deadpool. But more than that, I've seen quite a lot of, I don't want to call it negativity, but it's definitely pessimism from the community regarding the cost to players in order to obtain Deadpool. And I understand that this kind of attitude is pretty popular nowadays. It has been since the Ultimates update back in the end of November of last year. And we've seen since then other updates that include other very popular characters that have also been costly. Specifically, I'm referring to Adam Warlock and Emma Frost, the two characters in this clear for this fight, who I've seen very recently compared to Deadpool. And we're gonna get another crystal character. We're gonna have to spend, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 crystals for Deadpool. I want to lay out the argument or the idea of why people think Deadpool is going to cost lots of crystals, and then give you multiple reasons why he isn't. Perhaps some of you haven't heard this. Perhaps for you it doesn't matter and you're just very happy and very excited to see the character regardless of what form it takes. But for people who are losing their hype, or for people who are kind of not looking forward to the update because they think there's going to be a massive crystal cost involved, I don't know what that is. I wanted to give you my perspective in case you've only heard people saying the more negative or the more pessimistic side of things, which is that Deadpool is going to cost a tremendous number of crystals. So the reason why a lot of people are saying this is of course tied to the popularity and the bankability of someone like Deadpool. And it essentially comes down to this. Netmarble, the developers of the game, they know how popular Deadpool is. They know that he's a fan favorite, and so they can take that opportunity to leverage that fandom and that popularity to ask for a large sum of crystals or even money by making the character some kind of new, even bio subscription would just be a couple of, but $10, $20, but they could make a new Deadpool subscription, which would only be for Deadpool. Now, I'm not saying that the crystal one or the dollar one is better. I'm just giving you examples of what people who are saying he's going to cost lots of money are imagining. This is their scenario based pretty much solely on the popularity of the character and also the precedent or the past selection of Netmarble to put characters like Adam Warlock and like Emma Frost in a large crystal paywall, kind of like Magneto, but with a little bit less finesse, because Magneto, of course, was much more well received given the fact that he refunded crystals and he was part of an epic quest that included the X-Men, and he was also part of getting the fabled Jean Grey, until recently the best character in the game. But besides those facts, or besides those connections to Deadpool, there really isn't any other reason that Deadpool would be a costly character. And even in the comparison to Adam Warlock and Emma Frost, I think there's a pretty huge mistake. And that is, Deadpool's a lot more popular than Adam Warlock and Emma Frost, probably combined. And I'm not talking comic book popularity, I'm not talking popularity amongst hardcore Marvel fans, because of course, for a lot of people, Adam Warlock is kind of the antithesis or the kind of yin to Thanos' yang, fighting him for the Infinity Gauntlet and kind of being a guiding force of light during the Infinity series, which we've had multiple, where he basically at some point or another tries to be the good guy. Emma Frost, on the other hand, a very popular X-Men, has been part of some very epic storylines, but definitely not the #1 X-Men. Even at that, maybe Wolverine takes that place or another character, so she's not even vying for the top spot. And while I know people will say that maybe Deadpool is an X-Men, he's not really an X-Men. He's just his own thing. He's Wade Wilson. So there's that. Additionally, for non-hardcore Marvel fans, for casual fans, Deadpool is by and large the most popular Marvel just person. I don't even want to say hero or villain. I think Deadpool is probably more recognizable now than even Thanos is, given that he's had success in 2 movies and given just how easy it is to understand him as a character. A lot of people who don't read comics, a lot of people who just watch the movies or who just very casually follow Marvel events online will see countless forum posts and different kind of appreciations or fan arts about Deadpool. He's super popular to imitate, he's super popular to recreate, and that has made him an incredibly powerful symbol of kind of the more mature Marvel audience. Not necessarily to say that he is, just that that's what he's kind of become. And so because of that, you have people like Cynic Mom, my mom, who knows who Deadpool is. Not lots of the history of the character, but she knows who Deadpool is despite having not even seen either of the movies. Does she know who Adam Warlock and Emma Frost is? No. So in that sense, Deadpool is a lot more popular than these characters. Now I know some people might say, well, he's more popular, they're going to charge more crystals. That's not really how it works. Because he's so popular, I think that unlike Adam Warlock and unlike Emma Frost, the developers, Netmarble, they see Deadpool coming to the game as an opportunity to gain a lot of new players. I said a lot twice because it's really a lot of new players. In the same way that they were hoping to get a lot of new players when they released perhaps Apocalypse with the last year's San Diego Comic-Con, and they released a whole bunch of new mutants like Scarlet Witch, another massive fan favorite, and Quicksilver. Yes, those were native tier 2s, those were world bosses. We're probably not going to get a Deadpool world boss, but these are the kinds of examples I think you should more easily compare Deadpool to Apocalypse, not Adam Warlock and Emma Frost. Because of his just transcendent popularity, he's better off being used as a free character that will draw in tons of new players, because as you know, with a game that's free to play, the idea is to amass so many, from a marketing perspective, if Netmarble wants to make money, you amass so many new players, and then a small percentage of those players, let's say 10% or less, will end up spending money on the game in some way or another, Stark Stash or even more. They might even turn out to be a whale like me. And that would be how the game continues to fund future updates, and it continues to make revenue to pay all of the developers and the artists and all that stuff. Not trying to advocate for Netmarble to make money here, guys, just explaining to you how it works. And so for that reason, it would make a lot less sense financially for Netmarble for them to introduce arguably the most popular person in Marvel news right now and say that you have to pay a whole bunch of crystals to get him, because new players will not have a whole bunch of crystals. Yes, they could come into the game as new players and immediately start spending, but that's a much more difficult thing to do. To ask someone to pick up a game and within a couple of days you want them to spend, you know, maybe tens, even hundreds of dollars just to get one character, they're gonna feel really turned off by that, and you're probably not gonna catch that many players. You catch more flies with honey than vinegar. By the other token, you can give them someone like Cable, you can give them someone like Deadpool for free through some sort of quest, through some sort of mission. Maybe it takes days or weeks, or maybe perhaps it even takes a couple of months in the sense of a free-to-play new player doing something like an epic quest. It does take months for the first time, but you're doing it for free. You have a goal in mind, you have a whole bunch of steps to get there, you do it, it feels great, because I know you guys all loved the epic quests, and then after that you look and you see, well, I got another, you know, 159 characters to collect. Now maybe I should spend a few dollars on the game to speed up my collection. That is a much more healthy model, not only for the player, they're not pressured to spend tons of money at the onset for their favorite character from the new update, from the San Diego Comic-Con announcement, i.e. Wade Wilson, and it's better for the company because then they can make something with a little bit more, you know, oomph and feeling. That's why I genuinely think, as much as a lot of you guys have been asking for it, we are going to be getting a Deadpool epic quest. That is my speculation, that is my hope, and it makes the most sense. We've got Domino confirmed already, we've got Deadpool, we just need a couple more characters connected to these two in some form or another, maybe someone like Warpath. There's a lot of examples you could give. You could go to the movie and say Juggernaut or Negasonic Teenage Warhead. There's lots of different ways they could do this, but I do think we're looking at, hopefully, I'm right, a classic 5 to 6 character update with an epic quest revolving around the most popular red and black mercenary with the guns and the knives. Alternatively, I think we could see a special mission event for Deadpool. I don't think this is preferable, but it mirrors very clearly the one we had for Gwenpool, his kind of small pink protege years ago. I don't think he's, I think he's more popular than she is, but it does fall in line with that from her. So those are my predictions, and that is my reasoning for why I don't think Deadpool is going to cost a large amount of crystals. And in the off chance that Netmarble was going to do that, guys, check out the comments below, see what the fans are saying about my ideas and about the counterpoints to that giant crystal cost, and rethink your strategy. Even saying the words kind of fumbles it up in my mouth. So let me know what you guys think of Deadpool and the reasoning for why he's going to probably be an Epic Quest character or a special mission character or something along those lines. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.